Hello, Animal Messages with Julie, and we have Patrick back from Glacier National Park. That's the postcard with Farley, which we can see on the screen, and Cassidy's on the back of the couch, not in view. There she is. There she is. Okay, so, yeah. Patrick's going to tell us about the trip, maybe about pet-friendly hotels. I don't know. Farley and Cassidy might chime in. If you're just tuning in, this is your first video. I'm an animal communicator. This is how it works. I'm an empath, so I feel in my body what they have in their body. And I hear them, which I know is strange, but I do. And we talk. So they choose a different behavior that fits in better with the pack. I'm the bridge between the animal and the human world. Okay. All right, so somewhere down below the video, there's a link to the website and you can get an email, make an appointment, etc. So behavior, passing over, or you just want to know what they're thinking. Okay. All right, so Patrick, you were just saying that Cassidy had you concerned on the trip. So what was going on?
She was really fussy and picky. She wouldn't eat. She would just sniff her bowl and walk away. And it just went on for a couple of days, and she wouldn't eat. And I would just say, okay, that's all you're getting. And she wouldn't eat. So I would have to put something else in there. Like I had stopped. I don't eat fast food. But I stopped, just picked up a hamburger, see if she would try something else. I broke up the hamburger and she ate that. But then when I went back to her regular food, she just sniffed and walked away. So I was starting to think that she would just eat eventually because she would get hungry, but no. She wasn't willing she was trying to win the fight. It's like, nope, I'm not eating. So, but she does. She looks a little skinny. She looks like she lost some weight.
So they went for 7 or 8 days and traveled through a number of states, and Glacier National Park is in Montana, the USA, right beneath Alberta, Canada. So it was more than a day of traveling in the vehicle. For those of you that are...
we were actually gone 10 days.
Okay.
10 or 11 days we were actually gone. So a lot of driving.
And so background for people watching this, Cassidy went to the Grand Canyon, which is in where with Patrick? Where, Patrick?
Arizona.
Arizona. So again, how many days did it take to get there?
Arizona, we were probably gone about the same amount of time, maybe 10 days.
And so I asked Cassidy about the trip. Cassidy didn't like it. And she was saying, and she was a lone dog at that time. Patrick only had Cassidy. And then later got Farley. Farley's about a year younger, correct? Year and a half?
Yeah, Farley's a year younger.
Yeah. So Cassidy was like, no, Farley can go. And for those just tuning in, Farley's a party animal and Cassidy is a bit of a worrywart. She's like, oh, no. She's just kind of, oh. That's her personality. And Farley's like, party, woo, no matter what. Where's the ball? You know? And so Cassidy said, no, you go without me. That's what she was. I remember this. This was a few months ago. You go without me. And Patrick, the human here, was like, no, we're all going. So they all went. And now Cassidy didn't eat for a few days. So I'm going to talk to Cassidy. Now, remember that dogs have an associative memory, not an episodic memory. So I can't say, remember when you went to Glacier National Park? Because that doesn't have a picture. Yeah, it's like, so it has to associate something like the car or the mountains or the smell of the water or something. So I'll see if I can get to what she was feeling at that, what was going on there. So, all right, I'll do here. Okay, Cassidy, can you talk to me, honey? Yes, I've been waiting to talk to you because this whole thing has been a shit show train wreck. Okay, what makes you say that? Well, I was very upset, you know, because I don't like this business of leaving home. I mean, why would I want to sleep anywhere but my home? Like those buildings we went in, and she's showing me like a hotel building. Um, the outside of it, they all have a typical look, right? She's like, well, those buildings we were in, oh my. And she's going like this, it's like itching. Oh my. And oh, a headache right here too. Headache too. Oh my. So as you humans know, they put a lot of Glade plugins and they spray it so it doesn't smell stinky like 1,000 people have been there, right? In that room. Oh yeah, like her nose up in here is all irritated from that. She's like, oh my. So was that the only thing that made it a shit show train wreck? No. And everything was different. She's kind of going like this now or something with her hands. Pause. Everything was different. Nothing's the same. And nobody would listen to me. So I'm glad you're here now. But nobody would listen to me. Farley, he's all like, and he wouldn't listen neither. So I tried to sleep, but it's really hard to sleep when you're like this. Yeah. So how do you feel? Okay, so your person was telling me that there was issue with food. Issue with food. What do you mean? Did you eat when you were on the trip? Not really, because I really didn't have an appetite. Oh yeah, and my tummy's upset. Yeah, and she's showing me just doing this. So there's a little bit of like car sickness that happens. Not that she throws up, but a little bit that it's just not her thing. I mean, the long rides. And what else? Okay, well, stinky's enough and bubbly tummy's enough. Yeah, I did get some hamburger. That was pretty good and some bread. But well, did you like the smells of the other smells in the other region? No, I like my region. I want my region. I want my food in my house. Why, for what reason we have to go to another house? That's stupid. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to your, okay, so I'm going to do just a quick little trauma clearing on you. Yes, please. Okay. All right. Zero sum emotional trauma, zero sum trifold sequence series one, drug induced vertigo. Oh, I'm getting vertigo too. Vertigo, not me, but vertigo. Run vertigo. Anti-vertigo. Cosmic Xanax, run right. Okay, I better now. You go. Give me the purple ball. Okay, so I'm back with the humans. So yeah, she gets a little bit car sicky. Okay. And the smells, yeah, get to her. Now the cosmic Xanax. So next time we'll give her the cosmic Xanax. Because I mentioned that, I didn't say it out loud, but I mentioned cosmic Xanax. Do you need that now? She's like, no, I could have used it earlier. And then that would allow her, just like real Xanax, to be like, so you're not feeling so upset about being upset. Okay. It's like when you've had the flu for like 6 days or 10 days and you're just not getting over it. You start getting up. I start getting upset about being sick. Like I'm sick of being sick. Mm-hmm. So she started to get upset about being upset. Okay. So the next trip, cosmic Xanax, cosmic trazodone also works. So you're not actually given pharmaceuticals. You don't have to worry about the side effects, but we can give them the cosmic version. We have used those drugs so much on humans and dogs. Well, the trazodone's been used on dogs. Dogs that can't go to the vet, you give them trazodone and then you take them to the vet. It's a tranquilizer. Okay. So the cosmic version of, there's an energy out there of them that all we have to do is call on, and then we get the benefits, that relaxation benefit of the drug without the side effects. And so that has been working for cats and dogs. I used it a lot with Nellie, Cosmic Xanax. She's the one that asked for it in the first place. I didn't know. I didn't know it was an energy in the first place. I knew Cosmic Botox was, but not Cosmic Xanax. Who is coming in? Oh, Ozzy's coming in. Hi, Ozzy. There's no food in my bowl. Okay. When you start to get like you're choking or like you've swallowed a piece of paper or something, and you haven't, that's usually a spirit, somebody that's passed or an animal that's passed in your life that wants to come through. And with me, they know I've got kind of this crack in my little portal that all this can come through. So Ozzy is a cat that passed in the last 6 months, and she wants food still to be in her bowl. Okay, so do you want me to go on to Farley?
Sure. But I gotta, what, can you, is Cassidy tired of her food? Because when I got home, she still wouldn't eat for a couple of days here. So I noticed that she liked the hamburger. So I cooked up some ground beef and she just gobbled it right up. But she won't eat her chicken anymore.
Associative memory. I'm sorry, I did the finger thing. Do it this way. Associative memory. So if she had the chicken, then got upset on the car ride from vertigo kind of thing, then just like us, if we have a fuzzy navel and we have 10 fuzzy navels, that's an alcoholic drink with orange juice in it, and then we throw it up through our nose, we probably aren't going to want to drink orange juice for 6 months or 6 years or 60 years. So the same thing happens with the dogs and the cats. So if she had that chicken and it was in her system and then got that queasy feeling and from the smells, from the action of the car, she's just more sensitive to that stuff, more reactive than Farley. That's all. And that adds into her being this worry wart because she's sensing all this stuff. For Farley is like, oh, who gives a shit? Bring on the party, which is a great balance in a household. So I'll ask her, Cassidy, what about your chicken? Ugh, yeah, I'm feeling it right in here. Oh yeah, it's like that fuzzy navel story.
Okay.
So it was in her system somehow, or the burps were there when she was having trouble dealing with the stuff from the trip. So, hi, baby. She's right behind. There she is. Isn't she pretty? Look at
hello.
Ginger. Oh, hi. Oh, thank you. She said, I feel better now. Yep. Because I did, like I said, the trauma thing and then vertigo. I didn't know that was an energy, but like there's a anti-vertigo. It's just because of Cassidy, it came in anti-vertigo process run. So if somebody is suffering from vertigo or a dog, we can do kind of reverse it. So Cass, yeah, the chicken thing now for a while, it's like the fuzzy navel story was associated with being with that. So who knows, she might have had that in her throat, coming up a little bit, and you swallow it back down and come up a little bit, you swallow it back down. So how do you feel about what he cooked in the last few days? Yum, 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 yum. I eat more of that. Okay. So what about your dry food? Yes, that's okay too. That's okay too. I'll get back to that, but right now I like the cooked food. What makes you like the cooked food versus the dry food? The dry food reminds me of the stupid building and its stinky smells.
Yeah.
Give me a headache. Okay. All right. And here's what we can do. Is that okay to do with the dogs? Yes, it is. Okay. Coffee. So the next trip, just a little container, stainless steel, rubber vacuum, whatever. Rubber vacuum, you don't want it coming out in your car or in your luggage. Coffee. In like a salt and pepper, a stainless steel salt and pepper shaker that would have a cover. So you can take the cover off and they can smell it. Now, ladies, if you're watching this, we know they had these at Ulta, so you could smell the perfumes. And you would you clear your scent by smelling the coffee beans that were in that container with little holes. And then you could go back and spritz some more perfumes because they have like 200 perfumes to sample in that
Okay.
store, Ulta or Sephora.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so let's try that with Cassidy, like before she goes into the hotel, sniff. Farley too, when she gets in the hotel, sniff, kind of like to clear out that crap that she's inhaling, that
Mhm.
they've sprayed, so it smells decent to us humans, but it's whatever it is it gave her a headache and made her queasy also. Now
Okay.
Farley, I doubt it. I haven't checked in with him, but I doubt it. He just keeps on keeping on. He's like, oh, this is great. What do you think? She said, I don't like coffee. Do you know what coffee is, sweetheart? No, but I don't like it. Okay. She doesn't know what it is, but she doesn't like it. Are y'all getting the personality of Cassidy? She's like a 65-year-old mom and grandma and great grandma. That's like, I don't like it. But she's so pretty. You're so pretty, girl. Yes, you are. You saw the mountains. She said, yes, I did. And the lake. You saw a lake too. Did you see more than one lake? No, one lake. She saw one lake, she said. Is that true? Did she see one lake?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, wow. Because I thought there'd be more lakes, you know.
Yeah, the paths, the trails that led to the lakes weren't open to dogs. They're not
Oh,
allowed. There was
see,
only one trail that led to that dogs go on.
got it. Yeah, every day I'm amazed by this capacity because she clearly said one lake, and I asked her, and then she said one lake, and I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of lakes, you know, plus the
Yeah.
Mississippi that you would have might have drove over. I don't know. Nope.
Yeah,
She
well, we drove over lakes, getting there.
right, but that didn't count.
Actually there,
One
know,
lake.
the national parks aren't really super dog friendly as far as trails go, because they're worried about bears and other animals, and and people not picking up after the animals, the dogs.
It's more of a people issue. Because if you
Yeah.
have them on a leash, you have them on a harness,
Yeah.
there's not a huge issue. The bear doesn't want to mess with your dog unless
It's
your
more,
dog.
it's more of a, the trails are more where your bears and your lions, mountain lions and things are going to be. So that
Cougars.
doesn't allow you to take the animal, your dogs there.
Oh yeah, the cougar might like a little dog. Yeah, my little snack, a little snack. Yeah.
And the buffalo gets frightened easily.
Oh, because the dog is a predator. Because they're used to dealing with coyotes and maybe wolves. Is it
Yeah,
wolves?
there might be wolves there. I'm sure there are wolves there, but wolves aren't as much afraid of dogs as bears are. Buffalo are. So it's more to protect the animals that are living there.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all heard it there. Our national parks are not all that dog friendly. So do your research.
Yeah.
Or you're going to end up seeing one lake. You're going to drive 16 hours and only see one lake.
We did see one bear.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
he was only a couple feet away, but he was behind some bushes. He was foraging through some bushes just a couple feet away.
Was he
literally probably no more than 10 feet away from us.
So was he black bear? Was he brown bear? Could
He's
you
a
tell?
black bear.
He was, the black bear. Yeah, they don't mind people. Like they're like, you stay over there, I'll stay over here for the most part. But so, oh wow. And did you have
but he was behind bushes. He was minding his own business.
That's exciting though. Were the dogs with you?
No, I kept him in the car. They kept him in the car.
Okay.
So I didn't want them to spook the bear. I don't want the bear to get them.
And in the past, Patrick has said that he doesn't keep the windows down when he's traveling for the dogs to stick their heads out the window. So when he says they're in the car, if the car is running, the windows are up. Also,
So
people,
the windows are down maybe just a little bit, just so they get air. You
so
know,
they
but,
can't stick their
you know,
head
I
up.
don't want them to jump out, or especially when I'm driving, I don't like them to hang their heads out the window.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to make that clear to people that, yeah, the dogs are in the car, but even one step more than what most people do, where it's like the dog cannot jump out the window.
Yeah.
Most people have the dog where the dog's head is out the window because they,
It's not safe for dogs. Just look it up. You know, it's stones fly off, you know, hit them in the eyes, whatever, you know, so they can jump out if they see something they want to chase, you know, so.
I've had Nellie in the back seat of the Corolla going, right, like just pacing back and forth because she saw a deer walking down the city street.
So, and actually, I don't know if I told you this story. My breeder, my sister, one of her people that got a dog from her, just a puppy, he was just a couple months old, jumped out the window because he saw something it liked and it died. It hit its head and died on the concrete. So, and that's the type of thing that happens.
Yeah, I mean, we had here where I'm currently living, they allow little dogs and it's nice outside. So everybody's sitting around on the plastic lawn furniture, and someone who doesn't live here starts driving down the street nice and slow, and dog jumps out the window of the car and comes at somebody's little dog.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody got hurt, but it was like really a scene. And it was one of those little dogs like my Chico that wasn't taking no shit from nobody. It was like, it was on, you know? So there's that, like Patrick said, they see something that they want to get to, whatever it is. And they just, some of them just go, you know, like, you know, and like Sarah's Nellie, she wanted that deer. And she go, and I have automatic windows. So I just was like, roll, make sure they all were like up, like not even a little crack. I was just like, roll them up. And then I put the lock on because I even have windows that you can lock the back seat windows, because some of the dogs are smart enough, they learn to press on them in the back seat and they can get the window to go down, the automatic ones. So I locked it so she couldn't open it back down and go after the deer, because she wanted out of the car to go take down the deer. And she took down 3 rabbits when I was taking care of her, 3 different times. And yeah, I think it'd be a fair fight between the deer and her. She might actually catch the deer if she got out of that car. But yeah. So, okay. So maybe next, or do we want to talk to Farley? Yes. Okay. So let's talk to Farley. All right. So remember that, Patrick, the coffee and whatever food you're giving her before the trip, you probably aren't going to be able to give her after, because it's going to be like the fuzzy navel story.
Okay. So will that coffee trick work at home?
Let's try it.
Before I feed her meals, like if I'm giving her chicken and she doesn't want to eat chicken, get the smell out of her nose and then give her the chicken. Because I don't drink coffee, but I can have coffee here.
Yes, exactly. It's just for the dogs. It's just some coffee beans in there.
The smell.
Just for the smell. Yeah, that just like they do at Sephora and Ulta. I should have them sponsor this episode.
Good.
And all the ladies watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. The men might not. They're like, what the heck? There's coffee at the makeup store? Yes, there is.
Well, you got to get that smell out of your nose.
Yeah, because
so
after
get the new smell.
Exactly. And so they can sell you a $60 bottle of perfume to everybody who walks in.
Well, that would work for like scented candles too, if you want to get the difference between the different candles.
Now I'm wondering with her and the chicken, because as soon as she tastes it, because it's reminding her of that queasy experience.
Yeah.
So
Well, she's been eating chicken since I've had her 2.5 years. So I'm just thinking she's just tired of it. I don't want chicken anymore.
no,
Because
no,
she would just gobble it up, and like pumpkin. She likes eating canned pumpkin, but she won't touch canned pumpkin now either. And I'm just wondering if she's just tired of those tastes and she just walks away from it.
well, the canned pumpkin kind of makes things flow in their bowels,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So she's had a queasy tummy, a queasy belly. So she doesn't want things to flow right
Okay.
now because she wants it to get settled down. So that could be why she doesn't want to eat the pumpkin right now, because she's still
Okay.
and keep in mind she's a worrywart, so she has that anxiety. Like if she were human, she'd be borderline with the IBS stuff probably.
Mhm.
You know, we'd have her in counseling because she just worries so much. You know, she'd go every 2 weeks just to talk it out and have the therapist tell her it's not that bad. And she'd be
Yeah.
like, it's not, no, honey, it's not. Because she just goes right to that. Like, she's very sensitive. She's very sensitive. So you could try it with the coffee and to try to get her to eat the chicken, but she's still going to end up smelling the chicken when she goes down to eat it, the taste in her mouth, which may remind her associative memory of the queasy experience that she just had. But it's worth a try because you're going to have the coffee anyway. Because what if you want to take like a 2-hour drive, just go to one other state? What if you want to take a 5-hour drive somewhere?
Mhm.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out if that works, because that's important information. If you can get your dog to eat food simply
Yeah,
by
because I was wondering how long she would starve herself before she just gave in and ate what I gave her.
well, she wasn't starving herself. She had queasy tummy.
Well, she went 2.5 days without eating.
That's right. They will go a week or two
Okay.
because dogs, coyotes don't need to eat every day. They don't
Okay.
need to eat every day. It's a luxury, which is why we have weight gain issues with our dogs, with our pets, because they don't need that much food. They have a system that makes use of a kill for the, next 3 or 4 days,
Mhm.
So water
'Cause
they
I'm
need.
not, because I don't want to spend $200 taking her to the vet, say, why isn't she eating? You know?
Well, we know why she wasn't eating. She had
Yeah.
queasy stomach because of the smells. The smells gave her a headache.
Mhm.
She had this vertigo experience with being in the car for so long.
Yeah.
She was worried about her experience.
Yeah.
It's like somebody having a rough bowel movement and thinking they have colon cancer. That's
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Okay. Because like I said, she ate when I mixed ground beef in with her regular food.
Yeah,
So,
and that's, we can be somebody can be upset, something like traumatic can happen, and they're like, I can't eat. And you bring them their favorite thing like licorice or chocolate pie or whatever. All of a sudden they're eating. That they can You can eat a bag of licorice, but you can't eat dinner, but it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, their desire and the taste and the enjoyment, the dopamine from eating some of their favorite overcomes the upsettedness, but
Okay.
momentarily. So I think that's what happened with the fast food hamburger. It's like the enjoyment of the dopamine from the enjoyment of a fast food hamburger overcame her anxiety and her queasiness and everything. She's like, oh, at the moment. So
Yeah.
that was a smart move to get something in her. Yeah. But you're right. You kind of have to be careful that you don't get trained to give her whatever the F she wants.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's not going to happen. Patrick is
no.
no. So, like you said, she's eating and drinking now that
Mhm.
you're home.
Yeah. And
And so-
even when we went to the dog park, she was running and playing. It's not like she's weak. You know?
no. So there's nothing, I mean, want to take her to the vet, take her to the vet. But there's nothing, I'm
Yeah.
not feeling anything in my body that would say we need to go to the vet in the next few days. This was her emotional and something with the vertigo, something with that. But then we'll just run. Like I said, next time you go, text me. You know, it's okay. You spend a lot of time on this show, so it's okay to just reach out just a little bit. You know, Cassidy's not eating. Can you talk to her? And I can talk to her even though she's in Montana, you know. And then I would have given her the cosmic Xanax then. I said, okay, how many do you want? And then there you go. And anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Should we do Farley next week?
Sure, probably next week.
Next week we'll talk to Farley and see about the pet friendly hotels, if there were any that were truly pet friendly. See, look at Farley, everybody. He's just like, he just loves life. He is the opposite of a worrywart. Look at him. He can take anything, go anywhere. He's just like, Farley's arrived, the party is on, you know. It just
That's him.
and you rarely see Cassidy on the screen because she's off. She's like, oh no, oh geez.
She's in the background.
She's in the background, like monitoring things, very sensitive to everything. They're good. They're good fit. They're polar opposites, but see, look at, he's now she decides to come down. Okay, what you getting your ball? No, she's probably getting ready for bed, huh?
Yeah, she's not. She's scratching her face. That's how she scratches her face. She rubs it in the couch.
Yeah, because they have their labradoodles, people. They're labradoodles. So they got poodle in them and lab. They got long hair from the poodle. Patrick gets them especially groomed as a labradoodle. There's a specific cut the way he wants it. He doesn't want them looking like poodles. He doesn't want them looking like golden doodles. They look like a labradoodle.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Patrick, for coming on and sharing your trip. Thank you, Cassidy, for sharing about your pains. She said, I better know. Okay, she said, you
look like it.
mama dog. She said, you get some sleep. She told me to get, see, she's such a mama, like a grandma. You get some sleep, honey. Okay, I will, Cassidy. Don't pack too much stuff, she told me. Don't pack too much stuff. Okay, honey. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.